Are you going to call the special council meeting of Monday, July 11th to order and to welcome everyone? We'll begin with the acknowledgement of treaties of peace and friendship. We would like to begin by acknowledging that the land on which we gather is traditional unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq peoples. This territory is covered by the treaties of peace and friendship, which Wolastoqiyik, Mi'kmaq, and Passamaquoddy peoples first signed with the British Crown in 1726. The treaties did not deal with surrender of lands and resources, but in fact recognized Mi'kmaq and Wolastoqiyik title and established the rules for what was to be an ongoing relationship between nations. Thank you. Olalam. Next is the reaffirmation of the oath of office. We do hereby accept the office of council and will diligently, faithfully, and impartially discharge to the best of our ability the duties of the office as may be imposed upon us by law. Okay, next is the adoption of the agenda. Can I get a mover for the adoption of the agenda?
I move M 2022-07-11-113 that the agenda be adopted as presented.
Can I get a seconder?
I'll second it.
On the question, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. And for the record, we have today President Councillor Guitar-McDonnell, Councillor Carmichael, who's here with us electronically, Councillor Carrier, and Deputy Mayor Burke, and Mayor Arsenault. So with that, we move forward to the statements of conflict of interest. If anyone has a conflict of interest, they need to notify the clerk. In business, we move on to the AGN agreement extension motion.
I move M 2022, it should be, I think, or 2020-07-11-114, that council consent to the request from the AGN Investment to extend the agreement for land use of Restigouche Road to December 31st, 2023.
Can I get a seconder?
I'll second it.
On the question?
Do have a question, Your Worship. For me personally, AJN has shown absolutely no respect for this council. We have asked 4 or 5 times for a public meeting or a presentation from AJN or Mr. Dubé, whichever one would come first. At the end of the day, we have been here now for over 15 months and have not had a presentation from AJN whatsoever. You know, they have made commitments that they advised us that they were going to have a job fair and so on and so on. Has not happened. You know, they put a rush on the Restigouche Road, but at the end of the day, I don't have a problem with the extension of that road because you know, we needed to get across the tracks for future needs of to our industrial park. But by the same token, it was a rush to be able to put that through. The taxpayer of the village of Beldoon paid over $550,000 to extend that road. And the other side of the coin is we did get a grant from the provincial government, I believe, to help us in the cost of crossing the railroad track. But by the same token, I have seen absolutely no commitment to the respect that this council needs to be shown from AJN to be coming here. So I'm just advising these are the reasons why I will be voting against this motion.
Okay. Any other council members?
Can we just go over the reasoning for this extension again? Too many hiccups? What are the issues?
Okay, well, CEO Kingston, if you want to address that.
Yeah, the meeting that I had, that Paul and I had with AJN, I can't remember the date right off the top of my head. Most of it was related to COVID, the experience that almost everybody had with COVID. I will make one statement that ACOA is heavily invested in AJN in this project. Francois Boulet, I think that came across both to the mayor and I pretty clearly. It's about $2.135 million to be invested with AJN. Consummate to that agreement would mean that the equipment would have to land at the Port of Baldoon before any money is dispensed. So at this point, other than commitments by ACOA, we don't have any other reasoning for the delays. But the delays on construction of the equipment, which is all based overseas and had to be CSA and ULC approved before it got here, and with COVID, probably led to a lot of the significant delays that have been experienced to date.
Is that okay? No. Anyone else?
I just want to say a few things. Yeah, there's a lot of hiccups in the road with AGN, but regardless, we needed that road done, whether it was AGN or anybody else that took over that property. I think that it would be a benefit if they come, when they come. I completely, we haven't met with them since this new council has came across, and I believe that there was a lot of hiccups with this project, but I do support it, and I hope to see it come in our village, because I do believe it would be a benefit for everyone and the surrounding areas also.
Just one further comment, Your Worship.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just for council's benefit, Mohammed Ahmed will be here the 13th to meet with council, so perhaps further questions about the progress. And we have made an agreement with AJN and with ACOA to have bi-monthly meetings, progress meetings on the project. So I will be able to bring council up to date just exactly the steps that are being taken to this point. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I'll just give my viewpoint as well. I do agree that they should have met or reached out to and introduced themselves and given us an update since taking oath of office and you know, being new council and whatnot. I am sympathetic with you know, the holdups due to COVID and red tape with the provincial and federal government. I can imagine that must have been quite an ordeal as well. That being said, I do hope that there is more back and forth so that we are kept more in the loop as to what's going on. Given the fact that, you know, we don't have anybody else right now interested in that property, I don't feel that it's hurting us to extend that that deadline for them and you know, show a bit of good faith, I guess, because of the COVID restrictions and whatnot that took place there. But there comes a point too when we're going to have to say, like, enough is enough, and that would be coming. You know, I don't know that I would be in agreement with another extension if there's no groundbreaking, if there's nothing, no evidence there that anything is even happening. So that's my viewpoint.
Okay, so I think we've gone through all council. We'll take the vote then. So on this particular motion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. The motion passed. And next, we move to the motion to adjourn. Can I get a mover for that, please?
I move that the meeting is adjourned at 4:10.
Okay. That was motion dash 115. Can I get a seconder?
I'll second it.
Okay. Motion has been seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, all those opposed say nay. Motion passed.